Women are stunned as men are going their own way. Men are walking away from dating and relationship.
Can someone explain to me why it's so hard to find a good man that is all about you and only you, doesn't care to entertain other women, and just wants to make you happy? Like, why is that so hard to find? I feel like nowadays, men my age, or at least all the good men my age, are either married or in a relationship. So, yeah, I feel like I'm doomed for life.
We are either married or in a relationship, or the biggest reason we get overlooked is we are not even close to what y'all want us to look like to even give us a remote of a chance. That is by far the biggest reason women never see us, and we all know it. You do find them, but you guys just put them on the friend zone. Women will give the cute ones every opportunity, get mistreated, cheated on, etc. But if you're a solid 7 or under 6 feet, no chance. Even if you're 6 foot and not a 7 minimum, chances are slim. You are letting the hardworking, loyal, kind, would absolutely adore you walk right by. You saw him, he smiled at you at the store, but you wrinkled your nose, gave him the stank face, so he kept it moving. Yes, we are out there, really. Men, not little boys playing games, who are single, sane, sober, employed, and looking. You don't have to date all of us, but at least smile back and be receptive so we will ask you for your number, if you're single, etc. Even a 6'7" plus guy like me has ridiculous confidence, but you have to give us a smile, a hi, a chance.
I've come to the conclusion that the reason that there's just such a lack of hot straight men is because women are just not as good at pushing a beauty standard onto men as they are onto us and onto each other. Okay, you look at the gay community, they're all hot. You look at the women, they're all hot. You look at the straight men, crickets. Julia Fox said it best, okay? And I think it's because we are just accepting mediocrity and calling it hot. We are pulling most plain men out of the bottom of the barrel and we're being like, yep, no, he's hot, because we're giving him qualities that really inherently aren't that hot. And calling him hot, he just has to check one box. He's 6'3", he's hot. He has a job, he's hot. He hasn't seen the inside of a gym in God knows how long. He doesn't know what a vegetable is and what's up with his face. Guys, come on.
She's concluded that the lack of hot, straight men exists because women aren't as into men as men are into women. This is almost correct, but she's got it backwards. The real issue isn't that women aren't into men, it's that women are only into the top 10 to 20% of men. The other 80% are invisible to them. So when she says there's a lack of hot straight men, what she actually means is the small percentage of men I'm attracted to are already taken, have unlimited options, or aren't interested in me specifically. Hot straight men exist everywhere. You just don't notice them because you're competing with every other woman for the same handful of guys at the top while completely ignoring the vast majority of decent men who don't meet your inflated physical standards. Here's the reality. Men are far more into women across a wider range than women are into men. Average men find average women attractive. Women find only exceptional men attractive. The lack she's experiencing is self-created through unrealistic standards, not an actual shortage of quality men. But here's where she stumbled into partial truth. Modern women have become so masculine, so difficult, so exhausting, that even attractive men are opting out or being extremely selective. When hot men do have options, they're choosing very carefully, and many modern women simply aren't making the cut. So yes, there's decreased enthusiasm on both sides, but it started with women raising standards to impossible levels and making relationships unbearable. Men responded by checking out entirely. You can't find hot straight men who want you because you're either aiming too high or the men at your level have realized you're not worth the effort.
Dating in your 30s becomes literally just like looking for a breeding partner. Like, it's like you're going to a sperm donor bank and like lining up the genetics and just like choosing who you want to be your future children's dad. Like, you've already been through all the cute stages in your 20s, like saying I love you and going on your like first dates and trips together. Like, I don't want to meet your parents. Like, I do, but like it's not cute anymore. Like, and then like waiting for the milestones and like falling and like seeing what happens. Like, no, are our kids gonna turn out cute? Are they gonna be smart, athletic? Like, are we gonna like make a good couple and like last forever? And like then I'll get to know you and like hopefully, you know, we get along great and like it lasts forever. But first things first, like again, it's just not cute anymore. Like but you never settle. You never settle. It's not like before where you go in blindly.
She's saying dating in your 30s is just finding a breeding partner. It's not cute anymore. It's strategic. And honestly, she's finally being realistic. But here's the harder truth she's dancing around. There's no such thing as settling. Whoever you end up with is the best you could do. If you're just starting to seriously look for a significant other in your 30s, you've already eliminated your best options and highest value years. Let's be blunt. Your 20s were your peak. That's when you had maximum options, maximum fertility, maximum physical attractiveness, and the widest selection of quality men interested in building something long-term with you. If you spent those years exploring, finding yourself, prioritizing career, or cycling through casual situations, you wasted your highest value decade. Now in your 30s, reality hits. Your options have shrunk dramatically. The best men married younger women. Your fertility is declining. Competition is steeper because you're competing against women in their 20s who have everything you used to have. The available men are either leftovers, divorced with baggage, or men with limited options. So yes, dating in your 30s becomes transactional, finding someone to have kids with before the window closes completely. It's not romantic, it's not cute, it's panic-driven pragmatism. And whoever you end up with isn't settling, it's accepting that this is your actual market value after squandering your prime years. You're not settling for less than you deserve. You're getting exactly what you positioned yourself to get based on the choices you made when your value was highest. Own it.
So I'm single and I'm just trying to be like aware of men in the world, okay? And do single men like go anywhere without a chaperone? Like I'm actually starting to panic. Like where are they? Like where are they? I feel like anytime I see a man vaguely my age, like a woman appears, a child appears, that is a father. Where are the single men? Where are they? Do they not go to the grocery store? I've like never seen a man at Target. How do you eat? Like you can't exclusively go to sports games with the bros. Where are you? Like I know I'm at a deficit because I go to like Broadway shows and tap dancing lessons and I work from home. But like I exist in public. I go out for drinks. I go to coffee shops. I go to the mall. I go to the store. Where are they? Where are they going? Where are they? Do they go anywhere? Like, do men only go places if their girlfriend made them? If they have a child to feed? Help.
Being aware of men just has me imagining her point and shout, "A man!" like Diogenes holding a chicken when you see a dude in public. Do single women go anywhere without a judgy friend group? Whenever a single man leaves his house on his own to go wherever, he gets in and gets out. You don't see us because we're not standing around. We're grabbing and going. Our goal is to get back to the house and enjoy our hobbies or free time as much and as quick as possible. Single men are singles guys everywhere. They're just invisible to you because they don't look like Brad Pitt. Hope this helps.
All right, we're talking about this. We're talking about this because I've thought about this a lot. Women, help me out. What are we looking for from men? Because I think I've cracked the code. For me personally, it's not that men shouldn't talk to women, but men should talk to women like they're anyone. Hold on, okay? There have been times where I'm out and a man just comes up to me. Random man, like we are out, there's no prior connection, this is a random stranger, okay? And just like compliments me and asks for my number. To me, that's the creepy thing, okay? You don't know me, I don't know you. You have made no effort to speak to me, make any kind of rapport, but you just want my number? That's weird. That's weird. Like, going up to a woman with the 100% sole intent
of some level of romantic physical intimacy is the creepy thing. I feel like if you go up to a woman and just make conversation, yeah, maybe in the back of your mind, like, let's be for real, like, you're talking to them for a reason, but, like, if you just, like, make conversation that you would probably make with a dude, that you would probably make with anybody, and then you realize, okay, there's a little bit of rapport, we're hitting it off, now I'm gonna ask for their contact, I feel like that goes such a long way. Like, that goes such a long way. Like, there's a little bit of a vibe check happening before you just ask for somebody's number. Like, to go up to someone with the sole intention makes it weird for everybody. I also feel like there's a pressure on you. Like, there's a pressure on you for hitting on someone, talking to somebody with the sole intention of, like, it's gonna make or break how you feel that night. If you're like, I'm gonna go hit on this person, I'm nervous, I'm whatever, that all comes out. You know, that reads. Like, when we're feeling a kind of way, sometimes that reads on us and it makes things a little bit awkward. So honestly, I feel like it's not about just, like, approaching a woman, but it's like, are you approaching them solely to, like, get something out of them, or are you just, like, trying to kind of, like, vibe check and then taking it from there? Ladies, what are we thinking?
I want to know where the single guys are. Why aren't you talking to me in public? Guy walks up in public. Can I have your number? No, that's creepy. How is he supposed to talk to you after he leaves Target without your number? This is why guys don't talk to y'all. You have to pass the vibe check. Where are the single men? Men don't have time to audition to get the privilege to pay for another audition to get to know you more and pass the other vibe checks. The only time a guy can talk to a girl is if he's attractive. If he isn't, then he's a creep.
I'd like to share something with you guys gently, I hope. This is just my experience, okay? I am a woman who does not hate men. And for me, this is most noticeable in conversations with other women about dating. Inevitably, frustration becomes the tone of the conversation, and women begin to talk about men in terms of what they can provide instead of who they are as people. That's when I chime in. Not to argue, but just to change the lens a little bit. And I talk about men as people, not as roles or resources or ATMs. I try to tell them that relationships are about mutual care and respect and equality and growth, but it just changes the room. And it doesn't create conflict. It creates quiet distance. These women slowly start to pull away and they don't want to be friends anymore. But it's taught me something really gentle. It's not disagreement that's hard. It's staying connected when you don't see eye to eye that's hard. I still want sisterhood. I still want female friendships, but not at the expense of men who aren't there to stick up for themselves. If this resonates with you at all, I would love to hear your experience. Love ya.
Something I heard years ago that I think about a lot is this. Society teaches girls what to expect from a man, but not how to treat a man. And society teaches boys how to treat a woman, but not what to expect from a woman. And that creates a very uneven dynamic in relationships.
Why is dating so frustrating? Why? Why? So talking to this guy on this dating app, right, for about 2 weeks, exchanged phone numbers, everything's good, asks me tonight, what are your plans this weekend? When I say, oh, my kids are actually with their dad this weekend. I work on Saturday, but just half the day. How about you? Oh, I have no plans. Then fucking nothing. Nothing after that. Not would you like to meet up? Do you want to make plans? No, nothing. Why? Why even ask? Why are you even asking what my plans are? If you have no intention of asking. And the other thing that pisses me off is that I feel like people that do that just expect you to not have plans. Like they can ask you last minute. Like they'll ask me tomorrow night, hey, you want to hang out tonight? No, motherfucker, I'm busy. And now I'm busy, right? Am I really busy? No. But I'm going to tell you I'm busy because you really think that you can ask people the last minute to do something? Like make a plan, make it a priority, because if people don't feel like they're a priority, they don't want to spend their time with you, right? Like when I'm dating somebody, you are my priority. I make you my priority, right? I don't know. Dating nowadays is just so different. I don't think I'm ready for it at all. Nope.
Why do women always have to play games? Somebody asks you at the last minute if you want to do something and then you say no, that you're busy when you're not. People have busy lives and perhaps their plans fell through and they made time for you instead of making time for somebody else, but you don't consider that. You want to be the priority 24/7. That's not going to happen in today's dating world until you get a little more serious. He had other girls and they were better options in his opinion. Priorities and accountability are not a thing these days, it seems.
Why are women choosing to date younger men? Sienna Miller is 43. She looks to be in her mid-20s and she's pregnant with her third child. Her youngest two children are with her boyfriend, who is 28 years old. For so long, women going younger has been culturally mocked. That's not the case anymore. Human beings, both men and women alike, are not aging in the ways that they used to. But I have a unique perspective on this because I'm 37 and I have experienced a lot of contrast from the opposite situation, meaning I've only dated men who are usually around 4 to 15 years older than me. And I have some thoughts on why women are now rejecting having these experiences. Going with older men, which historically has been deeply ingrained in us, that this is just what we do culturally if we don't meet someone younger. So I want to talk first about my perspective on 50-50. Do I believe in 50-50? It is totally dependent on your stage of life. I am sorry, I know this is going to upset some women, but if you meet your partner in college, you're probably going to be doing 50-50, and that's okay. If you meet someone when you're very young, you're building a life together. But if you meet someone when you're 30 to 35, even up to 40, and you're going older, that person, the man, their life should be built. They should be able to be in the role of a provider, because when you meet someone younger, you guys are getting to have the experience of walking through life together. So it's okay to build up that guy if you guys are fully committed. But when you meet somebody in your mid-30s and he is in his mid-40s, he should be established. And I have seen time and time and time again, like banging my head into a wall, what happens when you date men in their 40s and sometimes in their 50s who are not established. They literally cannot sustain the relationship. This is why a lot of these men are falling victim to red pill content that tells them to find a wife outside of the country. I will never forget this couple that I saw in Silver Lake about a year ago. The guy was probably in his 50s, maybe his 60s. He had a much younger wife who he had clearly brought in from another country, and they had a young baby, and she was dragging around a stroller and carrying all this stuff and had clearly asked him to hold the baby, and he was holding the baby stiff and completely away from his body. Like, that baby was the most unnatural prop that had just been inserted into this man's life. He did not know what to do. These men who are importing women from other countries, they're not doing it because these women are superior to American women and our cultural values have ruined us. They're not even doing it because these women are more feminine or submissive or whatever. They're doing it because these women literally have no other options, and because these women, by the way, once they get a green card, are being made to work and contribute to the family. So essentially what they have gotten is a woman who is a live-in maid, mother, servant, and sex slave. And they are right about one thing. Women who are from America, who have money of their own and who don't need a green card, would never voluntarily invest in a situation which they are getting absolutely nothing out of. I've been around long enough to see the women who some of these older men, even the very attractive older men, settle with. They're right. They might be able to get a younger woman, but it will be a younger woman who did not have any options at all. Speaking on behalf of myself and every woman I know, and I know a lot of beautiful, amazing women, when we were 25 years old, if a man who was in his mid-40s approached us, we would have thought it was weird. It is not that women necessarily want to be dating younger men. It is that the older men are not coming with provision, and they are coming with a lot of entitlement and demands. They claim to want feminine, submissive women, but they want these women to provide both domestically and financially. There is absolutely nothing traditional about this situation, as much as they sell you on the idea that this is what traditional women did. Traditional women were not providers. This is a newfangled and entirely modern concept. And what's funny is these men detest modernism. And there's a lot about modernism that is detestable, but this is fully modern. A lot of these men who actually have a little bit of self-consciousness and they're in their 40s, they cannot even sustain a dating situation with a woman because their fear about money and inadequacy is so great that they will literally throw a cannon into the relationship when it is in its infancy so that they can feel like they have a sense of control. Some of these women who are with younger men may be doing some of the providing. And the fact is that while you may not like it, it at least makes sense. Why would a younger woman provide for an older man? There is nothing more unnatural than that scenario. There's a lot of entitlement in the world, and this goes between both sexes, but the amount of men who feel entitled to a beautiful, desirable younger partner whilst having done nothing to earn that type of partner is staggering. No woman in her 30s wants to take care of a man in his 40s and 50s when she will already potentially be doing all of the child rearing, cooking, and cleaning. There's simply nothing in it for her.
It definitely has not been mocked. It's been celebrated with terms such as cougar. However, switch the roles and the terminology changes to predator. And people are tired of the outrageous hypergamy versus true partnership. Stop looking for servants to support a lifestyle for selfish purposes. The truth is that younger people ideally have less baggage, less trauma, and a much lower body count.